everybody. This is Dorothy Kelty, and this is for the Dear Julie Stash Buster September Junk Journal Challenge 2023. And I started this kind of late, but I'm participating in it. Julie has a list of things that we have to do to put in this journal, and I'm doing pretty well. But one of the things that I need to do is your favorite type of card or insert. Well, right now, my favorite type of card or insert is these tickets. So here's tickets and embellished in different ways, and I'm just going to show you how I did these. Okay, now, oh, shoot, Ceri the crafter. Oh boy, I'll put a link to her video below. She has, in my opinion, the best instructions on how to do these tickets. So that's what I am kind of basing this on. Now, I'm just using 12 by 12 sheets. Ideally, they would be double-sided, but the things I have in my stash right now are not double-sided. So I'm going to just show you what I do, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is put something on the back, okay? And to me, I mean, you can glue something down here. You can glue music sheets. You could put a collage. You could put like lines or something, you know, paper that is, you know, just regular old line paper from notebooks. To me, the easiest thing to do is just simply to either stencil or stamp or something on the back. And I think some random stuff is great, and I suggest you do this like I didn't do last time before you start cutting these tickets apart. It's much easier to do a whole sheet all at once than it is to do the strips individually. Okay, so I would just continue this stamping or stenciling. You can take like a stamp like this one that has a whole bunch of different kinds of things on it. And now I am the world's worst stamper, just so you know. But for the backs of these, I really don't think it matters. Okay, so let's just take this. I put it in black ink. We can, now, we don't know where this is gonna end up on the tickets, but that's fine. It doesn't matter on the backs of the tickets. It is the backs. It's just so that it won't be completely boring after you cut them apart, you know, so there you go. And we could continue with some combination of these two over the rest of this paper, the back of this paper, and pretty soon we'll have a nice little design sheet. So, because I've got the squares or rectangles over here, I'm going to put the circles over here. They overlap, that's great. Okay. Okay, let's put some of these over here. How about a little bit more of this? Let's just see. There's already some ink on here. Okay. It's better if you put this on something, a hard background, so it doesn't move around. That's okay. That's enough. So you can see now when we cut these into tickets, we're going to be fine. Now, because this is a 12-inch sheet, one of the things you want is you want the end of each ticket. I had a single one. What did I do with it? I'm sure it's in a safe place. Okay, let's just get one of these out. You want the width of the ticket here, this way, to be half of what this is. So this is 1.5 inches. So these tickets to where the perforation is 3 inches. So 1.5 inches by 3 inches. So if you just remember twice, you know, if it's a inch wide, then you're going to have them at 2 inches. And so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to mark these perforations in the ticket, okay? So, where is my handy-dandy little... I can't find the one that came with me, or with this scoreboard. It's in a safe place, I'm sure. But so what we're going to do is every 3 inches, we're just going to mark a line. So 3, 6, and 9. Okay, so that's going to be our score lines. Now you can do these two, the 3 and the 9 on one side, and then do the 6 one from the other side. I'm not going to do it because it'll tear the paper, but and that will make the Z photo easier. But I haven't had any problem with that. I do like to kind of fold these up like this. You can tear them apart to put them in small pockets. You can just stick them like this. You can take this and make it be part of a belly band. There's all kinds of things you can do with these tickets, and I think they're cute. Okay, so now that we have this scored every 3 inches, we're going to cut them at 1.5 inches. You can make lines, you could score them and then cut on the scoreboard, or you can just use a fancy cutter. Okay, so now the lines go this way, so we're going to cut it at 1.5 inches. So 1.5 inches is right here. I'm not going to cut this whole thing right now because I want to get on to show you how to direct them. But you see, if you very quickly, you can have a whole bunch of tickets. Okay, so put that aside. Get this out. Now the next step is the holes or the corners. Now one thing that you can do, is just, oh, I forgot. If you can use like a wheel, a scoring wheel from sewing to score these. You can, Tim Holtz has a punch that you can buy. The way I do it, and I'm not going to do it on this one, is I would take the full page and possibly I would just line them up one after another, and I'd sew through here on my sewing machine with a needle that doesn't have any thread in it. Now the reason you're doing that is because with no thread you're not going to see the stitches, and yet you're going to have perforations. They tear really easy. You want to make the length of those stitches as big as you can, or they'll just fall apart. Now this is a 1/2 inch hole punch, and it's not the greatest one. I am going to mark these so we can see them a little better. Tell me this thing is working. Okay, can you see those lines now? Okay. Hopefully so. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this. This is a 1/2 inch hole punch for 1.5 inch tickets. So all you're going to do is you're going to center this, put the ticket halfway through, kind of eyeball it so it's centered, and then you're going to, whoops, push this. And I have arthritis, so sometimes this gets to be a little hard for me. Oh, and now it's going to quit working. But as you can see, that makes a nice little circle here. And we'll put one on this side. Now, the size is not real important. All tickets are different. So you could take a hole punch, and you could use that. You can use an individual hole punch. Or you can even take one of these hole punches and just put this underneath there. Let's see how far in it goes. A lot harder to line up than if you can look through it and see it. But, and see, it's not lined up. So it's off. Now the other thing that you can do, and which works just fine, is just to cut the corners off a little bit. You could use a, excuse me, a corner chomper or something, but you can just take them and cut your little pieces off, just like that. You can line them up if you prefer that. But there you go. You've got, these are kind of odd. I'll probably end up pulling these apart and doing them halfway. This can just be buried underneath something, or use it when you're designing. Now there's your ticket shapes, okay? Let's go back and take a look at what I did over the last couple days in my free time. All right, now, these are using different things. You can get as fancy or as unfancy as you want with them. This whole ticket, I just put a lace backing on it, and I think this would be a nice side pocket or page, side tuck or belly band on this. Just cut down as much as you need it. Here is using stickers. I like stamping the numbers on them, and I like them to be different. So I am using, well, I'll show you what I'm using in a minute. Okay, so let's just take a gander on how I do this. Now, I think they would be really cute with labels. And here's some more of the blanks that I've already cut. So just whatever kind of labels you have, put on them and stuff. These I've, done something to the back, stenciling or stamping or whatever. If you want, you can embellish the edges of these by adding ink to the edges. Oh, I'm not really crazy about the green on the yellow, but here it just adds, it's not immediately obvious that it's ink, but it does add a little bit of that distressed look that we like, okay? Now, this shape here, which I put on some of the tickets, and I used music paper for some of them. I thought this was a cute little thing, and the way I got this is like with music paper, you're going to fold it so that this is about, for this size ticket, about 1/2 inch thick. Okay, so I'm not worrying about this edge here. I'm just worrying this. looking at this. Is it about 1/2 inch thick? Okay, and if it is, then we take, oh great, the good thing about cleaning up is you cleaned up. The bad thing is, if you didn't put everything away, sometimes you're not sure if what was taken was completely put away. Now, if I used this punch full, it would kind of cover this, and I want it to be a little bit smaller. So what I do is I fold the paper, and I'm going to make this about, cut it about 1/2 inch, which is going to give me about 1 inch shape. So I'm not putting it all the way to the center or all the way across. I'm just putting it, lining it up here. Now you can make these as thick or as thin as you want, okay? But this is what I decided I liked. Okay, so now I have this shape, which can go on a ticket. Okay, and I think that makes a cute little embellishment. Now these are some vintage tickets, Hearth Club coupons from 1957, I think. And so I thought, I just tore them in half. I thought that they would look cute on here like this. So all different ideas of, there's a few ideas of things that you can do. Now you could also start by stamping on these. Okay, so if you took, so I have these are postage stamps, but I'm just really looking for the design, about the size and stuff to put on these. Okay, and I'm going to take my black ink. Okay, and like I said, I am the world's worst stamper. Okay, so let's just put this right here. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit to one side. Okay, and then this next one, I'll put to this side. I want them to be a little different. You could also, like, have this glued down. Now, part of the challenge for Julie Julie is that we have to have 3 different embellishments on each one. So we have ink around the edge, we have the music paper, book page or something. We have stamps if we're putting them, we have to have 3 on each one. So, but I can take this stamp and put it on top of this music page. And there we actually have 3 embellishments on that. We have the ink around the edge, which you can't see. We have the book page paper, and we have a stamp. But now we can add some more things. Another stamp that we can use is the numbers. So I have a generic number stamp. And what I do for these is that each one is going to get a different come on. There we go. Each one of them is going to get a different number, and I do that by randomly selecting some numbers here, and I'm going to put them on the end. So put them right here like this, okay? And can go on either end, it can alternate, but that gives me a number. And then just by turning this one, okay, now I have a different number. Another stamp I like to use on these little tickets, because I think it's cute, is this thanks. So many tickets nowadays are sold for charity. And so putting a thanks on them, seems like an appropriate response. So you can have the number and the thanks. Okay. You can add lace to them if you've got some little bits of lace. You're doing these like you're doing a snippet roll or something like that. You can put just about anything on these, frankly. So if we take this, I'm cutting it. So I have this design, little flower, this design. And then the next one will have little flower, this in the center, and little flower again. Okay, so again, it's the same, but it's different. It adds a little bit of variety. And I always figure if I can't tell which is which, then whoever sees this is going to have to look real close to tell the difference. But this is, I can tell the bottom. This is the bottom down. Okay, so that can go like there. Let's go ahead and put this down real quick. Okay, this could go on top of the stamp. It doesn't have to go on the bottom. Okay, and then the lace can go the other way. Okay, sloppy, sorry about that. And this goes this way. So now we'll just put that down. Again, it can hang over the edge. You can do whatever you want with them. You can use stickers. You could use these faux stamp stickers. You could use real stickers. You could take, so here's a flower, or a weed, because it's a weed. And the way I get these off is just I take a pin and I poke it into this paper and just lift it off. It doesn't even leave a hole, really. But it does separate them so that I can get them apart. And of course, because I'm doing this on camera, it looks much harder than it generally is. So let's see. There we go. Get a hold of it. And then let's just put this right on top of here. Shall we put it sideways? Let's put it sideways. So that's peeking out. So you can use stickers. You can use real stamps. If you don't want this number covered up, then just put the number on later or whatever, okay? Now, you can also use paper lace. Okay, so this is just the edge of a piece of paper, but it would look really cute right here like this. Okay, let's go ahead and put it down. You could use doilies. You could use, I really like book pages. The book pages can be cut the way I showed you. They can be torn. I love this book. It's a Ready Reckoner. It's an old book, 1891. Okay, it has all these columns of numbers. It has business forms, all kinds of cool things. So, you know, I used to be an engineer, so I might be weirder about this stuff than some people are, but I just think it's gorgeous. Okay, so now this again. You could cut this the way with that stamp, but you also can just tear it, okay? So I'm gonna tear this edge off, okay? And then again, I want something that's, you know, around the size of the ticket. You could go over it, but if you go over where the perforations are, here, I don't think you can see them. Maybe you can see them on this side. See where I stitched through? The holes poking through, that's where I sewed through this, okay? I don't want to mess up those, make it so it can't tear apart. I want to be able to tear the tickets apart because I think it, you know, you may only want one ticket to put in some little things, okay? So here, this time we'll use the glue stick. This is Scotch Create. I'm going to put this on. Okay. And there it goes, okay? Now, what if I just want to add a little blessing stamp? Okay, let's do it. It actually can go right this way. Okay, blessings. And now if we take this, I'm randomly changing a number. I don't care what the numbers are. We put it right under here. There, we have a cute little thing. Now, a sticker on top of this might be really, really cute. Let's see if I can find one. Oh, how about a butterfly? Butterfly would be cute. Here's my pen. Okay, let's just put that butterfly on there. So you can build them up more, you can keep them flat, whatever it is that you want to do with your design. So that's my tutorial. Let me show you once again, now that I've shown you how I do this. This one was clear off the desk. I was cleaning off my desk and I had these little pieces, and I said, you know, I should get out a magazine, or yesterday I took a long roll of paper from a like an adding machine that they used to have some of those, and I cleaned off my desk by gluing it onto that and made a snippet roll out of it. And I thought, well, why don't I just clean it off onto tickets, and then I'll have this done. So that's what this one is, okay? This one, I used the stamp for the postage thing, and then I used actual vintage stamps. I put the number on the side instead of across the top at the bottom. Nothing wrong with that. And I added a little bit of ribbon. These edges are inked, although I'm not sure you can see them. So easily 5 things on here. Okay. This one, these are Dollar Tree raised stamps. Where did this come from? Oh, what the heck? We'll go right there. Okay. This is Pages, the little book I showed you. I've got the stamps. This one is actually torn a little bit, so it could be part of a collage to cover it up, or use it as it is. They get torn sometimes. Okay, here's a little bit of a ledger paper. I think this came out of one of those paper packs that you can buy, and I tore that off. So some of these are really super simple, but I still think they're pretty. Okay, this one here is the one that I put the lace on the back. You've got stamps. This is the drywall paper, tape for taping of joints, joint tape, the numbers, the pages, and some stickers with mushrooms. And this one has, again, some stickers. Oh, look at, that's where this came off. I'm going to have to add glue to these because they might come off too. But again, a little bit of the lace, music paper here, punched out using that punch I showed. I think they're really cute. I love them. They're easy, they're quick. It's a good thing. Okay, Julie, thanks for your challenge. I'm having a good time this month, and I'm learning a lot. Oh, one of the things I didn't mention, and there is someplace on these, is you can also use digitals. So I punched pictures out of the digitals to use. Do I have more stuck away someplace? I might. Anyway, have fun. If you have any questions, post it. I'll try and put a link to the person that I got the first lesson from. And I probably will be making more of these at some point. Thank you.